Hey everyone, Peter Crast O'Donnelly here, Executive Director for the Capital Area Council of Churches, here with your November updates. 2025 has been a very busy year for the Council. After moving to the First Church in Albany, we opened our shelter at the beginning of the year for last year's Code Blue season, and we've reopened November 3rd for this year's Code Blue season. So we're back in action and housing those in need during this cold season. We helped our partners over at the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Interfaith Scholarship and Celebration, both for the event that happens every year on January 15th and helping with collecting donations for their scholarship. Provided those to 5 wonderful students. Also supported the John U. Miller Crop Hunger Walk here in Albany, which raised over $105,000. In between these events, we had our Good Friday ecumenical service. We had 7 speakers from 7 different churches on the last 7 words of Jesus, which is an annual Good Friday service. We had 2 church leadership networking breakfasts, which had 15 to 20 leaders from different churches gathering together in fellowship to talk about what's going on and share about programs and share advice. And a couple of weeks ago, we had our fall dinner awards celebration where we honored 5 outstanding community leaders. It's one of my favorite nights of the year, and we're so grateful to those who came and supported that dinner and supported those leaders. Doing all this work every year takes a small staff, so we're looking for your support to help make our budget this year. Our goal is $28,000, and we're already $11,500 of the way there. So we need your support to make up the remaining $16,500. Any donation you can make towards that end would be appreciated, and you can donate online or by sending a donation to the council offices. The council is a way of bringing both churches and community organizations together. And today's email really reflects that because there's been a lot going on both with the hunger crisis and as we're getting into Code Blue season, there's a lot going on with housing. So starting with housing, we've seen how federal decisions can impact our community, and Housing and Urban Development is working on a change to funding, to the types of funding programs, the funding they provide to programs. Albany County had a housing summit, and I was grateful to be invited and to attend and learn more. And permanent supportive housing is the key to housing our neighbors with complex needs because it provides them with housing and the support services to be successful. The federal government wants to cut funding to permanent supportive housing in favor of transitional housing, which is only 24 months. These changes are due to go into effect next year, so you may see that housing becomes a greater crisis in our community. And we want to make you aware of that those conversations are happening. There's an organization called CARES, the continuum of care, where there's housing organizations from everywhere from housing prevention, housing outreach, transitional housing, all different organizations working together, and they're looking at this to see what can be done. So as we get information, we'll share that out with you. There was also local efforts to come together for the hunger crisis, and as we hope that SNAP benefits will be restored soon to alleviate this crisis, there is some wonderful work that has started that you should be aware of, and also some requested needs that are out there. So please check out our email because Albany County this week is distributing gift cards. Serve Albany brought stakeholders together to talk about how we can make resources more accessible, and they're having another meeting. Capital District YMCA is looking for funding for one of their programs, and there's a local feeding organization that's in need of silverware. So if you have additional silverware, that's a need, namely forks and spoons. So please check out the email for how to follow up on that. In addition to all that, though, we do have some things to celebrate. The Ecumenical Witnesses of Baptism program was invited to 3 different churches to celebrate 4 baptisms. So congratulations to those who were baptized and their families. We're so grateful to be able to be invited into another church because witnesses come from a denomination different from the church that's doing the baptism, and just to be able to share in that joy. and to offer a statement welcoming the person baptized into Christianity as a whole. If you'd like to learn more about the Ecumenical Witnesses of Baptism program, either to become a witness or to invite a witness to your church, please reach out to us. I'd be happy to tell you more. We also have our annual assembly coming up next year on January 22nd, 2026. The council is celebrating 85 years, and we're looking to our churches to provide feedback on how can the council continue to be relevant today? What support can we provide? What connections can we make in our community? Because as a council of churches, that's what we're all about, and that's where the success of our programs and the programs we support comes from, is folks coming together to make a difference. Please also save the date for January 15th, which is the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Interfaith Scholarship Celebration, which will be taking place at Macedonia Baptist Church. More information about the annual assembly and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. event will be available on our website. Next week, there are also two great events I want to put on your radar. One is called The Sacred Activism of an Orthodox Bishop, Grace Unbound, which will be taking place at St. Sophia's Greek Orthodox Church. My understanding is that the author will be present and speaking about his book. There is also Faith Leaders and Stakeholders, which is a gun violence prevention program that will be happening. It's through the Albany Community Land Trust. So if you have an interest in that event, we've got it in the email. Please check it out. Since I won't be doing an update like this until December, I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. And until December, we'll come to you with the council updates for December. Have a wonderful day, everyone.